Top Rope Podcast Week in Review. Going to give you my top show of the week, my favorite match of the week, moments of the week. This is just for TV. My Bad Blood recap up now as well. But let's run back through the week that was in professional wrestling. And right off the top, I like to give my overall grade for the week, but this week I'm going to have to think about it, so I'm going to give it to you at the end. My apologies. Start off Monday Night Raw. Jey Uso leads it off with a victory celebration promo. First ever singles title. Big pop. You deserve it. Chance all the nines for Jey Uso. Thanks his mama. Thanks, mama. Says we did it. And then Braun Breaker interrupts, says that on that night you were the better man, and then he shakes his hand. Not a whole lot going on here, except both men putting each other over in their own ways. Nice moment for Jey. And Braun's official babyface turn, I guess, since he didn't attack Jey. Yeah, I think so. I'm going B. Rey Mysterio, Xavier Woods, not extremely interested in this match, but I am with everything surrounding the New Day. I'll tell you that. Woods didn't look great at the end. One botch and some other minor issues, but Woods grabbing the mask off Rey. Did he do it on purpose? Did he do it on purpose? That's the story. And I was like, I'm sure Kofi will ask him about it. And he did, right after the break. And, Kofi's like, yeah, he literally says verbatim, did you do it on purpose? And Xavier's like, no, man, of course not. You can tell him kind of got a little bit of tension there, but then Kofi says he's got a Intercontinental title shot next week. See the look on Woods' face is like, man, I've been working on blah, blah, blah. And then Kofi's like, I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give you that title shot. Everything's all happy again, hunky-dory with the New Day for now. For now, definitely farthers the storyline nicely. But as far as the match goes, C+. Zoe Stark versus Lyra Valkyrie. Interest level pretty low, but I watched most of it. Most of the moves I saw toward the end, I don't know, man. Some of them looked believable, some of them didn't. Pure Fusion Collective with the distraction. And Sonya hits the knee. Zoe with the win. Chance and Carter return. Hit a kickstand. Love that move. They stand tall over PFC. PFC not getting over for me as heels, and the crowd doesn't seem invested either. Same goes for everyone else involved in this, really. I mean, just little to, if any, real connections for me. Hope I like all these women to a certain degree, but I don't know. Could just be me, but I'm not into it. C-. First hour of Raw wasn't that great, wasn't terrible. Second hour definitely picked up. Punk and Drew, war of words inside the Hell in a Cell with security and Adam Pearce in the ring. And as we talked about on the post show, this 10-month story comes to an end Saturday. Did in a great way. Watch that video, please. CM Punk looked super intense, as he should be. Did see some hints of nervousness on him as he's looking at the cell. Drew comes out, says AJ's going to have to feed and bathe Punk. Said a few other things as well. Said, you've been back less than a year. You've been injured 4 months. You're going to be gone forever thanks to Drew McIntyre. Drew says, Punk taught him how to hate. Wow. What a line that was. There's some great verbiage. Says the hate dies with you. Drew goes to leave. Punk grabs the mic. He hadn't talked up till that point. I don't believe. Not after Drew come out anyways. Says Punk says he's been living in a hotel for 4 weeks. The wife won't let him back home. I forgot about that, or I would have never predicted that AJ Lee was going to come out. Says that Drew McIntyre turned him into the boogeyman. His Turned him into what his harshest critics say he is. Says he's sending Drew home in a box. Says Drew prayed for all this. Says Saturday he's going to be praying not to God or to Satan, but to CM Punk. Man, this was good. But, like I said, definitely needed to be the end Saturday. I absolutely believe it was. This, to me, promo of the night, A-. Braun Strowman backstage. Miz interrupts, then R-Truth. Haven't seen him in a while. Always great to see him. So funny. Says a few good jokes. And says Awesome Truth is back. Well, later we see that they weren't. Crowd props pretty hard. Definitely, I'd say it's my second favorite thing of the show so far, behind CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. B+, Sami Zayn backstage. Gunther interrupts, disrespects him. Or, I'm sorry, he says Gunther's been disrespecting him, not giving him a match. Pretty basic stuff. C+. Six-man tag, Judgment Day, and LWO. Good high-flying stuff, as expected from LWO. In the end, another distraction finish. Already seen that earlier. And not a fan of repeating it here, but of course Judgment Day are heels, so it made sense. Liv Morgan helped them win, B-. After the break, Judgment Day still in the ring. Promo time. Finn first, then Liv, then Rhea Ripley interrupts. More strong stuff from Rhea. And absolutely fantastic on the mic of late. She's always good, but she's been really great of late. And then we get Damian from behind with the attack. Terror Twins get the best of them for a bit. Rhea tries to lock Dom in a shark cage. And Liv, who had kind of ran off before, comes back, attacks from behind. Numbers game eventually too much for the Terror Twins. Priest laid out in the ring. And, tells me that Damian Priest is going to win against Saturday against Finn, and he did. We saw Sheamus cut a vignette promo on Butch, setting up their Donnybrook Ball in the Lou, St. Louis, on Monday. Oh, I said Butch. Well, Sheamus said Butch. I mean Pete Dunne. I liked it. I'm giving it a B. Damage Control vignette promo, trying to make them a credible threat for the women's tag team titles. I don't know. An odd booking choice, right? Damage Control. Been getting lots of cheers, even though they never really truly turned face, that I recall. And put them against two mega baby faces? I don't know. That might hurt him, man. That could be really good. Mixed reactions, though, aren't always the best thing. Promo C. Chad Gable, Kofi Kingston. Good match. Best so far, even though it wasn't spectacular. Xavier Woods tries to help, cost Kofi. Gable wins, B-. And they show Seth Rollins at Sunday Night Football. I don't know. Did that give it away that he was coming back later? Or did that swerve you off the trail? Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to hit like, follow, subscribe. Let me know your match of the week, promo of the week, favorite moment of the week. Then we see Bronson Reed after we see Seth Rollins' video at Sunday Night Football. Says he hopes that Seth Rollins returns. He took months off his career. Next time, he will make it years. Says he's going to be the last monster standing in the main event on Raw. Very, very believable. I'm a big Bronson Reed fan and Braun Strowman fan for that matter. I've loved this. I loved it. Giving that a B+. We get a Wyatt 6 package. We see Nikki Cross's face. No paint. No paint. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I'm giving that a B. Then, man, we get some horrible news. Get Ilya Dragunov tore, I think it was his ACL at a house show match against Gunther. He's out probably 9 months or so. We see Gunther talk a bit. Sami Zayn interrupts fairly quickly. Gunther says Zayn's not on his level. Sami says, hey, what do you mean? I beat you at WrestleMania. Zayn making a lot of good points here. Gunther says losing to Sami was the biggest embarrassment in his career. Trade some verbal jabs, then it turns physical. Gunther powerbombs Zayn. Finally agrees to the match next week. This week, coming up Monday Night Raw, giving that a B+. Awesome Truth and AOP. Miz's turn on Truth out of nowhere. Carrying Cross, laughing. AOP wins. Man, do they need that. Still not big fans, even though they got the win. But interesting development. But I don't know, no story behind it. At least that I've been invested in. We'll see what story they try to tell us. Me, I'm thinking I'm going to need to know why. But then we hear the announcers talking about Cross trying to get in people's heads lately and it finally working on the Miz. So I guess that's definitely part of the story. I guess that worked somewhat. But again, I don't know. I haven't been paying enough attention to the Final Testament. But I mean, just haven't been that interested in them. But this wasn't bad here. I'm going B. Gunther backstage. Here comes Braun Breaker staring at the title, man. After he lost that IC title, I'm thinking, yep, looks like him and Gunther now, maybe sooner than you think. And that's exactly what he says. Braun Breaker, that is. All right. I'd love to see Breaker win it, man. But if it happens soon, this match between Gunther and Braun for the title, I don't think it does. Giving that segment a B. And on to the main event we go. Last monster standing. Technically last man standing, a 47th in history. That's just WWF, WWE, I'm guessing. I don't know, like I said, on the post-show Bad Blood, the 53rd Hell in a Cell match, like, that's a lot. But only 47 last man standing match? I don't know. I guess it's a decent amount, but it seems like there would be more. Let's get into it. Braun Strowman choke slamming Reed through the announcer's table. Later, Reed fireman's carry slam through 2 tables in the technical area. Crowd chanting, holy shit. Reed throws Strowman through the barricade. That looked kind of weak. Then I'm thinking, then I figured out exactly why it was weak. Because he had to make sure he didn't go through the second barricade because he put him through a second barricade in the crowd. In the freaking crowd, man. That was strong. Much, much better going through the second barricade. And some more holy shit chants ring throughout the arena. Very, very good. I get another tsunami. Let's see what happened. I think he went to get the ref for whatever's stupid. Yeah. Because the ref was outside the ring trying to help security, keep the crowd from coming in the ring, I guess. Like, get in the damn ring, ref. A little bit of a disconnect there, but it made sense for what was happening. Gets the ref back in the ring. Strowman jumps on Reed and security from the top a little bit later. Sorry if I'm butchering this here. I'm trying to remember exactly everything that happened. We get a superplex from the top. Breaks the ring, man. I was waiting on it, but I thought it could have been done a little bit better. I don't know. Strowman didn't land too great. It just, it was good, but I don't know. It was one of those things where I had really high expectations for me and under-delivered just a wee bit. Just a wee bit, lads. And then Seth Rollins returns with a stomp on the steps to Reed. Strowman gets up and gets the win. Still undefeated in last man standing matches is Braun Strowman. Now 5-0, I do believe. I think I said 4-0 earlier, so that would make him 5. Yes, that makes sense, Gary. Good job. Yeah, I don't know, man. This was good, but I don't know. For me, it just didn't quite live up to my expectations anyways from what I was expecting. Maybe, like I said, maybe just because the ring could have, that could have been, the ring breaking could have been just a little bit better, but it was good. It was a good story with Rollins coming back. Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't necessarily expecting. I think to me it threw me off the trail. We see him at Sunday Night Football, but at the same time it brought attention to Seth Rollins. So yeah, so then I could see, well, we saw him. Oh, well, not surprised. So I could see that totally as well. This was good though. It was still good, man. It was definitely match of the night. I'm going A-. Overall, top moments for Monday Night Raw. Rollins' return. Drew and Punk promo. And, yeah, that last monster standing. I mean, you can count that in Rollins' return, I guess. But, and the Miz's betrayal. Raw down a bit this week, but still pretty good. I'm going B. And moving on to NXT from Chicago. Debut on CW. Be in St. Louis next week. I hope that continues. Don't want to see any more shows in the Performance Center. I'm out on those, man. It's just so much better when they're in the arenas. Even if it's smaller arenas, just get them in arenas. It just makes it seem more like the main roster, and I want to see what these guys can do in a main roster type setting before they get there. And I think it will help them as well. No doubt about it. NXT on CW getting new titles. I get and understand that, but the new belts, just didn't really stand out at all to me. Women's Championship, Roxanne and Julia, okay, I guess. Crowd pretty hot, but I'm not a fan of going a million pinfalls, and then they just released the pinfalls. It's just not believable. Not believable at all. Make them kick out. Eventually, Roxanne hit the pop rocks, but Julia's rollout, and then almost immediately she hits a move. Wasn't selling at all that much. And I don't know if it was just my local CW station, but it cut to commercial when they were both laying outside the ring and the ref's count was at 7. Come back from the commercial and the match is over and they're showing replays. I say on replays, Cora Jade returned. Totally missed it. Cost Julia. Roxanne retains. It might have been a little better. Maybe I should just grade it based on, no technical issues, because I don't know if that happened to anywhere else except for my own CW, but I got to grade what I saw. What I saw was a screw up there. I'm going C. Axelman Fraser playing video games, talking about their title match. Corny and dumb. D-. Street Fight, Wesley, Zach Wentz. We get some TNA chants early on. Not overall loud. Not extremely loud, but audible. NXT chants came later. They botched a couple of spots, for sure. Wesley went awkwardly face first into the chair. He threw Zach Wentz too far, missed the table. That was some of the botches going on. Crown kind of was in shock after he missed the table. It was just like, yeah. Didn't know whether he was really hurt or what was happening. Plus, they missed breaking the table, so the crowd's not going to pop. Going to be a little bit down. We see the chain around the leg. I knew I had saw that chain around the leg. And the stomp on the chair was a good finish. Obviously, want the babyface to go over in these type of matches, but Wesley is the bigger star, so it made total sense that the heel went over, going B-. Miz TV, Miz a heel after turning on R-Truth. Guest Obafemi and Tony D. Tony D getting what chance? What, Gary? Want chance? No, what? What chance? What chance? What chance? Who's on first? Getting what chance immediately? It used to not bother me all that much, but I don't know. Here lately, maybe it's just my overall irritation level in life of late. I don't know. I'm getting tired of it. I'm getting freaking tired of the what chance. Or chanting anything for that matter every damn time somebody says a sentence. Shut up! And let them tell me the story, then cheer or boo. With that aside, this was good. Both men were believable. I'm going B for Miz TV, Obafemi, and Tony D. Women's tag match, Lola Vice, Jada Parker versus Fatal Influence, Kalani Jordan on commentary. Booker T, man, he was giving Kalani a lot of crap. He sometimes seems heelish. He seemed a lot more heelish tonight, though. Is that by design since moving over to CW? I don't know. But to me, this match, and even Kalani on commentary, let him grow, man. Develop and grow. What this was all about. And it wasn't horrible, but then another commercial in the wrong spot. All jacked up. I can tell you what probably happened. I don't know if it happened to you again. I have no idea, but I ran a radio station for a while, and TV's not much difference. Probably what happened here is they got a format for Smackdown. Whenever WWE hits a button, it's supposed to trigger the button back at the station to go on commercial automatically, I guarantee. Back in the day, we had to be there. You had to press a button. But then the new technology came along. I guarantee that's what happened here. The format just didn't load right, so we're getting commercials in the wrong spots. And then no audio for a while after commercial. All jacked up. But Fatal Influence gets the win. They call out Kalani. Kalani, at first I was like, she's not going to get in the ring. Like, come on, that would make her look really stupid. 1-on-3. Well, she didn't. She said I didn't come alone. Jade and Bianca. A little nice surprise. Going C+ for that women's tag. I think I about covered everything on NXT except the main event. I hope I didn't miss anything. NXT title match. Trick Williams, Ethan Page. Trick's entrance. All right, well, I mean, I like Booker T, doing the, yeah, what, yeah, Trick, what, and doing that. If you want to do it, like one time, that's fine, but stop talking after that. I mean, I get it if you like it. I liked it for a while, but it just doesn't. It's too excessive. It's too excessive. For the most part, entrances, I just want to see their entrances. I don't need to really hear anybody talking until they get closer to the ring. But, again, I get it. It does add some excitement to it. I don't mind it. It's just a little annoying at times. CM Punk, special guest referee. A lot of action going on the outside early. We had a good callback to how Paige won the title, falling on top. But this time, kick out by Trick Willie at 2. They go back and forth. Trick looked pretty good, man. He really did. He's growing. Develop and grow. He is. Paige hits the GTS in front of Punk. Punk staring at him, counting. Liked it. Kick out. Trick shot short time later. Trick's positioning on that was a little bit off, but he adjusted well, and Trick Williams is, again, the NXT champion. So glad he got it back. He should have never lost it in the first place. And then afterwards, Trick Williams celebrating. Unless they're going to do something with Ethan Page and CM Punk. I don't know why this happened. CM Punk hitting Page with a GTS. I mean, maybe just because Ethan Page hit the GTS earlier, so, you want to have Punk do it so he gets some comeuppance for it. Like, that's not the story, man. I get it. Their guest ref coming in is going to be a little bit part of the story, for sure. But it's just such a CM Punk thing to do. That's such a love-hate relationship with CM Punk. This is such a CM Punk thing to do. This was Trick Williams' moment. Just get the hell out of the ring. I didn't need to see that GTS. And again, unless you're going to... Ethan Page lost the title. A lot of times guys lose the title, they call him up. Unless you're going to call him up and have him do a program with CM Punk. Why? Let Trick Williams have his frickin' moment, man. I didn't like it, but overall this match was match of the night. B+. Overall NXT, B-. Definitely better than anything they've put out there in the last few months. Being outside the Performance Center, again, makes a big difference. Top moments, Trick wins the title, the street fight, and the Women's Championship. On to Dynamite 5-year anniversary. They also announced they're staying on TNT, TBS this week. I believe it's 4 or 5-year deal. Out of the gate, starting off the 5-year anniversary of AEW Dynamite, we get Will Ospreay and Ricochet. Ospreay all-time up 5-4 coming into this. And they were pretty in sync throughout this, and they had a couple of ballet-like moments, wrestling around, and they both do, I think it was like kick up, or both went for the kick, just a lot of different stuff. And I could see if you're like, oh, yeah, that's not wrestling. They're just doing stuff in sync and trying to do it at the exact same time. Yes and no, because a lot of that was counters. They were countering each other, but then the little flippity-doo-dah thing towards the end in sync, it's going to make the crowd pop. But to me, it does. It's a little bit too much like a ballet, but I don't know. I don't mind it. Again, as long as they're countering moves, they did for the most part. It was okay. Outside Hurricane Rana by Ricochet on that very thin barricade. Good stuff. We get dueling Ospreay and Ricochet chants. That was great. They slowed down some, but still some relatively cool moves going on. Got some kicks starting up. Bunch of crazy stuff. Pretty badass after that. Get a great false finish after Ricochet's shooting star press. And some This Is Awesome chants. Earlier we heard Fight Forever. And it looks like it's going to end up in a draw. All shoulders were down. Deflation of the crowd. But did you know we're on a roller coaster here? We're on a roller coaster. Because Tony Khan, to get word from Tony Khan that says this match will continue. So you bring the crowd down. Oh, boo. Hey, yay! I liked it. I liked it a lot. They give him a little bit of break, man. It was a great swerve. Took me on a ride. And then just a short time later after that, Akesta with the attack on Ospreay. lays out everybody, and then the crowd just absolutely hates the way it was finished, but it wasn't on AEW's booking at this point. It was on Takeshita, and that's what you want. And it was brilliant, man. Absolutely brilliant, because we definitely need to see Ricochet and Will Ospreay again with a clean finish next time, please. But I like this one not having the clean finish. Gets Takeshita involved. We got a storyline of brewing. Farther in one, whatever. It was great, man. Like I said, because then you took all the heat off Tony Khan because he wanted the match to restart. He restarted the match. He did his job. He gave the fans what he wants. He can't control. Kayfabe in here. He can't control what Takeshita does. Takeshita with the attack. Ride the roller coaster, baby. I liked it a lot, going B+. Backstage, good to see the guns on Dynamite, man. Yes, sir. Giving that a B. TV time, Chris Jericho challenging Mark Briscoe to the ROH title at Wrestle Dream. Oh, sorry, I was dreaming about wrestling. Says he's going to be the Nueve. Oh, yeah. No longer the Ocho. He's going to be the Nueve. Mark Briscoe. It means 9, guys. That means 9. He's looking for the 9-time world championship at ROH. Is that a real world title? I don't know. On the mainstream, I don't know if you can call it that. Does it count? Does it not count? How many titles has Ric Flair won? I don't know. 16, they say. 20-something, other people say. Chris Jericho going for 9, if you will. Mark Briscoe comes out, trades some jabs, and Jericho says, you can't beat me, but maybe your brother Jay could have. Whew. Oh, boy. I gotta tell you, I didn't even have to pretend to be in kayfabe after this. That pissed me off, man. Pissed me off good. Why would you say a thing like that about a man's dead brother? No, sir. God, it worked. It worked. Obviously, Mark's had to clear that and make okay with it. And as sad as it is that his brother's dead, man, this made for some really, really good storytelling. Jay attacked him as he should have. But then he let him off the hook and instead accepted his challenge. You're saying something about, those words were too harsh. He should have just kept on attacking him. And then the learning tree, it should have had the learning tree pull Jericho out. Conglomeration holds Jay back. That's what should have happened. Instead, he accepts the challenge and just lets him off the hook. That was a little bit of a disconnect there, but overall, I like this. Giving Chris Jericho challenging Mark Briscoe for the ROH title a B. Darby Allin, open challenge for anybody at Wrestle Dream. That's what an open challenge is, dummy. Yeah, he's challenging anybody. Open challenge for Wrestle Dream. Told a good story. Darby definitely still needs some work on his delivery. But he's getting there, man. He's getting there. Giving it a B. Hangman versus Juice. The Juice is loose. Robinson. I love Juice, man. So happy he's back. Battling the crowd for a good while before the match even starts. Juice eating popcorn, getting it stuck in his hair and beard, spitting it out. LOL, baby. LOL, 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 LOL. Funny stuff. Juice threw a beer on Hangman. Eventually the match does finally start. Cannonball by Juice through the barricade was key. Hangman, low blow. Ref didn't see it. Clothesline, 1, 2, 3. Hangman starts choking Juice. Jay White's music hits. Attack from behind. Oh, yeah. It was definitely Jay White's return better than his debut. I'll say that. Match C+, after an A-, overall B+. Jack Perry arrives. Shibata texts him, I want a title match. Perry says, I'll think about it. He walks off. The wrestler, Shibata, just standing there. And Jack Perry comes back and clocks him. Says he accepts. Going C+ for that segment. And let's see. What else? I think I might be out of order here, but I forgot Cedric Alexander coming in with MVP. Another backstage with him and Nana. Prince Nana. Sorry, I always say Nana because my friend has a dog. Its name is Prince. And every time the dog does something wrong and my friend's like, no, stop it. I always go, Nana. Anywho. Yeah. What's going on here? What's going on with the Hurt Business? Is it they're going to be called the Hurt Business? Or are we going to see Bobby Lashley? What's going on here? Let it play out. Slow burn this. Slow burn this. If I see Bobby Lashley next week, I'm not going to be happy. I want to see him, yes, but not yet, man. Take some notes out of WWE's playbook. Slow burn. Tell me a story over a period of time, please. Moving on. I'm not even going to grade it. I'll give it a B. Britt Baker versus Serena D. Mariah May sitting in the crowd. Baker versus Mariah May. It looks like I called that months ago with some booking at the last pay-per-view with Mercedes and whoever she was fighting. I forget. Like, okay, if she wins and the other girl wins, okay, yep. If that happens, then yep, I think, Britt Baker lost against her. Mariah May retained the title against Toni Storm, I think it was. Yes. And so, yeah, I was like, okay, yep, definitely going to see Baker and Mariah May, it looks like. This match was okay. I like what it set up. But I got to say, Britt Baker's star power has fallen. Her in Pittsburgh, man, she didn't get the biggest pop of the night. She should be getting the biggest, if not one of the biggest. And I mean, they were still hot for her, but her star power has fallen. They got to build her back up, man. I don't know what they got to do it, but they got to do it. I didn't need Queen Aminata after that. God bless her, but I'm not into her. Not excited about that. What else? I think it might have been all. It might have been something else there. I hope she gets better. Queen Aminata, didn't need to see her. Giving that a C. Mariah May gets confronted by Willow a little bit later. Guess she decided she was going to go in the back. And, man, Mariah May, I thought Mariah May, Britt Baker, Mariah May, Willow. Mariah May's got him coming from everywhere, baby. Good deal. Good deal. Private Party, win and promo, call out the Young Bucks. Young Bucks naturally coming out. They say yes and they say no. Jack Perry with an attack. Shibata comes out. Good callback to earlier. You know, Shibata got attacked. Now he's trying to attack Jack Perry. Good. Sets up a 6-way, C+. Okada and Bryan Danielson, both titles on the line. Continental title only for the first 20 minutes. And Bryan Danielson retains in a pretty darn good match, man. I mean, you got to look at this, man. They just throw stuff out there, these dream-type matchups. And this was another one of them for Bryan Danielson. And amongst all this, find out, I don't think they did a very good job of telling us. Maybe I just missed it, but they reminded us. But, yes, it is official now. When Bryan Danielson loses that championship, he's done. He is retiring. Does it come as soon as next week, I think? When is it? Not next week. I don't know when it is, but it's soon. It might even be Dynamite next week. I think it's a pay-per-view, though. It's got to be at a pay-per-view where they're in Washington and fighting Moxley. I think. Well, Mox with the attack. He gets the mic. Says none of this is about him. Something bigger. So very intriguing. Just with everything he's been saying. And he says this. Advancing the story in a big way here. Shane O'Mac, what's going on here? They're going to come in, they're going to try to take over. If it is Shane O'Mac, maybe it's somebody else. I didn't really think it was going to be him until he said what he said now. It's like something bigger. Well, hello. Or if it's somebody else, whatever it is, to me it looks like, okay, whoever comes in tries to take over, I think then in an odd way the Elite's going to have to step up. I think the Elite maybe turns back into baby faces after all this to try to stop Mox and the new BCC. To end it, though, we saw Wheeler Yuta get involved, sets up a tag match for next week. I mean, I get it. You want to set things up, farther the storyline, set up something for next week. You know, get the hook in my mouth for me to come back. I get it, but I don't like Wheeler Yuta, and I see him the last thing to end the 5-year anniversary of Dynamite. I'm out. No, thank you. Give the match a B+, afterwards an A-, and overall I'll go B+. Dynamite top moments for me, it was Mox saying that this is not about him. And it was Jay White's return, number 2, Ospreay and Ricochet 3, Bryan Danielson, Okada going 4. And overall for Dynamite, all right show, but you know, it should have felt more special with it being the 5-year anniversary. We didn't see a ton of the originals. And some of the highlights they played, a couple here and there, just a couple originals here and there, highlights here and there, but Just seemed like it should have been more. But overall, entertaining enough. I'm going B. We're going to move on to Friday Night Smackdown. And for whatever reason, TNA did not record this week, so I'm not going to be able to get into that. And with the pay-per-view on Saturday, usually don't do Rampage, but I didn't even do Collision this week, so we're going to talk about Smackdown, and I'm going to give you my best of the week. Smackdown from Smashville, Nashville, Tennessee. Nashville's own, I guess he's from there, he lives there, whatever. Hardy, welcoming back the returning AJ Styles. I didn't think Hardy was very good in this. He says, let's please welcome the phenomenal forearm. Ugh. I mean, crowd liked Hardy okay enough, I guess, but get him off my TV. Where's Jelly Roll at? As soon as they said award-winning whatever, I'm thinking, oh yeah, gonna be Jelly. Give me Jelly. I know we just saw him. I don't care. Just saw him recently. Recently enough. I don't care. Where's Jelly Roll at, man? Where's Jelly Roll? I don't know. Not a fan of Hardy. A lot of people are, and that's fine. But AJ Styles' big return pop says this is still the house that AJ Styles built. And then Carmelo Hayes interrupting him. Hayes says he doesn't take it. AJ wanted to offer some advice. Hayes says, I don't take advice from quitters. AJ challenges him to a match. Melo says he's good, going to leave. Here comes LA Knight. Says if Melo can beat AJ Styles, he'll give him a title shot. The match happens. We get an ankle injury storyline. AJ can't continue. Showed this as if it was real. I highly doubt it was, but this was a very good work. And, doesn't make AJ look bad. Gives us doubt after he just returned that he might be out again. That was smart, man. So, Carmelo Hayes going to get his match. We see LA Knight get involved after. BFT from Knight was absolutely sick. Probably my second favorite move of the week on TV. I'm going to get my number one move before I forget about it to the dumpster match, which I'm about to talk about here in a moment. With Michin blind, slamming Chelsea Green into the dumpster. Not a lot of wiggle room there. If Chelsea Green, she misses that spot, her head could have bounced off the side of that dumpster and paralyzed her or killed her. Chelsea Green, she had her hands up protecting her head, but that still could have done some major damage. They executed it absolutely perfectly through the table into the dumpster. That was incredible, man. But this was a very good move as well, with Melo landing on top of his head and flipping over. You can say, oh, God, that was terrible. He could have broke his neck. No. That was exactly the way they wanted it, and Melo did it perfectly, man. So damn good. And I know an injury to end the match kind of deflates this, but it was smart booking. I liked it a lot. I'm going A-. That dumpster match, Michin, Chelsea, good gimmick match. Good old dumpster match, baby. Sign me up. I like these two women a lot. I think they go underrated sometimes, so I was happy to see them get featured here. As far as everything that went down, Chelsea wear the trash bag as a skirt. Gotta say, that popped me. That popped me. Start out with the kendos and a suicide dive. This was a well-wrestled match. I love the way Chelsea sells so much, man. Just the look on her face and the way her body moves, I love it. Michin beating her with a trash. Another great spot. Announcers joking throughout. All corny and all on point. Like it. I liked it. Backsplash on the trash can on Chelsea. Perfectly executed. We see Piper Niven get involved. But ultimately, man, that was one of the craziest spots I've ever seen. So damn creative. Very high risk. I popped big time. I was like, when she set it up, I was like, there's no way they could do that. What if she hits her neck, breaks her neck? But this was fantastic. Michin with a win. With a power bomb through the table into the dumpster. Chelsea has garbage all over her a short time later after she popped up, after Michin was celebrating. That was solid, man. I'm giving it an A. We get Bayley calling out Nia Jax. Tiffany coming out. I love this angle, having Miss Money in the Bank being the protege to the champion. For Nia, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. They may seem like friends, but I don't know. Then some strong stuff from Bayley. She's on a roll, man. She was on a roll. There's only two people can beat Nia, and I'm one of them. Tiffany's the other one. creating some tension between them. Bayley using the briefcase. Good stuff. Tiffany thinks about cashing in, but does not. B+. All right, let's see here. Where was I? I'm going to wrap this thing up here. Going to the bowling alley. So let's work our way through the final few things here. Going to give you my show of the week overall grade. I think I was at stuff with everything with Bayley and everything. That led right into a match with Naomi. If I wasn't there, I apologize. Tiffany Stratton and Naomi, and man, the women featured heavily, or a lot in this show to this point. Good match here. Tiffany's very creative, man, and Naomi so seasoned. Good booking once again. Naomi needed to get back on track with a win. She did. Looked strong after losing to Bayley, and Tiffany will be just fine. She still missed Money in the Bank. She's still involved in a big storyline. All good. Going B+. Bloodline backstage on the way to the ring. Jacob Fatu cut an amazing promo talking about everyone loving a tribal chief, but if you're not going to do that, you will at least acknowledge him. Fatu, so good in the ring. Getting very good on the mic too, man. I'm going A+. And the triple threat ladder match for the title. Dawkins flipping outside on the ladder. That was crazy, man. Then Montez goes flying super high into the people. This is awesome chance. Blockbuster over the ladder. That was sick. More This Is Awesome chance. We get a frog splash through the table on Montez. Wow. Wow. Double back splashes through the table. Timing a little bit off there, but maybe they weren't planning to do that in sync. I didn't mind either way. But the Tongans recover, and Tongaloa Tama Tonga holding the ladder for Tongaloa. He goes all the way up, stands on top, grabs it. What a visual. What a visual. This was match of the night. And I'm so glad we didn't see any outside interference. Bloodline goes over clean, wins the triple threat tag team tornado championship match, retains the titles. Glad we didn't see Roman or Cody. Save him till Bad Blood. That was super smart. Overall, the booking of this show was fantastic. Smackdown was great. Everything hit, I thought. Not one bad segment on Smackdown. I'm giving it a solid A. And I'm not going to give you I'm just going to tell you in Smackdown what popped me the most. My best of top 3. I got to go meet you in slamming Chelsea into the dumpster. The ladder match as a whole, and Jacob Fatu's promo. Best match of the week. Bryan Danielson and Okada's up there. That triple threat tag team match is up there. Ricochet Ospreay as well. But interference ending, I think, cost that from being match of the week. Even though I said it wasn't as great maybe as I thought it was going to be. It was still very good. I'm going Bronson Reed, Braun Strowman match of the week. A-. That's TV matches. Promo-wise of the week, Drew and CM Punk, and then Mox saying it's not about him, about something bigger. And my top moments overall for the week, I am a huge Seth Rollins fan, so TV moments of the week, Seth Rollins' return, just that match as a whole. The tag team match was pretty spectacular as well, and Mox saying it's something bigger than him. All my favorite moments on TV this week. If you want to check out my top 10 rankings, please do so. TheTopRopePodcast.com. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe. Overall grade for wrestling this week, I'm going with a B. God bless.